my beautiful dolly friends. I'm Dr. Doll, and I have a problem. So I have a closet that my husband and I affectionately refer to as the doll closet. So those of you who have been with my channel for a while know that, like, last October and November, I was on a desperate hunt for like TLC 18-inch dolls. I couldn't find our generation dolls anywhere. I was searching. Well, I just got in this habit of, like, when I found them, buying them and just like hoarding them. And now I have too many. I have a lot of just like project dolls just sitting, and I'm gonna show you. This is like myself giving myself an intervention. So this is really embarrassing. This is my doll closet. It is really kind of messy. I've tried several times to organize it. Oh, by the way, my Dr. Doll Designs Etsy shop is now selling 18-inch clothes. So that's what you see here is like some of my inventory. Definitely go check out my Etsy shop because I have teamed up with a couple of doll clothes manufacturers, and I'm now selling those on my website. But anyways, that is not what we're here for. We are here for this. There's 3 really large bins here. I don't know if you can see. And they're all just filled with TLC dolls and like projects that I haven't gotten to yet. Most of which are, I would say, our gen dolls. But there's a lot. So yeah. So I really should not buy any more dolls until I go through some of these, because like I said, I just kind of got in the habit of hoarding them, and just picking them up as I found them because, you know, they were cheap. I usually buy at thrift stores and they're like a couple bucks each, and I didn't have enough over the holidays, so I've just kind of, you know, been hoarding them a little bit. Oh yeah, hi, this is my wall of dolls, by the way. My poor husband just puts up with so much. So I'm thinking that today, for this week's video, it might be a good idea to actually put a dent in my collection. So maybe just work on a couple of these dolls in the bins and fix them up, you know, so that I'm not just sitting on, you know, 50 TLC dolls, because it's becoming a problem. It's becoming a space problem. So maybe I should work on them. Okay, so we're gonna pick a couple of dolls out of these bins to work on. Again, this is really embarrassing, but I need to go through this. So I've got a Journey Girl there. I'm not really sure what to do with her because she's got some dye transfer stains on her face, and I don't know if I feel like getting into that right now. I've got a My Life doll here, a couple of marks. She has like a weird stain there, which is very common for these dolls. They just sort of come out of the packaging with these stains, unfortunately. So she's an option. I wouldn't mind working on a My Life doll. Got a couple of just random dolls in this bucket. I'm going to go to the next bucket. Okay, this is a lot of like our gen dolls. So, and I think all of these are the older face mold. I forget the name of the face mold. It's not a memorable name. That's probably why I can't remember it. But they're not the Hope face mold. I've got a bunch of these girlies that I've bought from like Shop Goodwill, or just local like marketplace listings. Anytime there's a good deal on like a lot of them, I'll just buy them up. She has really pretty eyes, actually. Oh, look at that. Look at yeah, so all of these dollies need help. And I just haven't gotten around to them yet. So this is one that I had done previously and she didn't sell, so I need to repurpose her. I'm just trying to dig and see one that speaks to me. I think this is Layla with the pink or the violet hair highlights. What do her eyes look like? Her eyes are pretty. I don't know that I want to do an eye swap on an Argent right now, on an older Argent, so I'm looking for one that has decent eyes. A couple marks on her face, but I think those will come off easily. She may not be too bad to fix up. Limbs seem okay. Is there anything major wrong with her? I don't think so. All right, she might be a contender. Does she have the weird button? Nope. Okay. All right, so we've got a My Life and an Argent over here that are possibilities, but let's keep digging. Okay, bitty babies in that box. I'm not really in the mood to work on a bitty baby, so maybe I'll just stick with what I have for now. So the My Life dolls are built differently than our generation or American Girl dolls. Their necks are not easily detachable. They have a sort of snap-in piece, and so it's really difficult to get the head off without breaking the mechanism. So the easiest way to get access to the eyes is to cut a hole in the back of the head. There's actually a circle that you can cut along. I prefer doing like a square or a triangle just because it's easier. The seams match up a little bit easier. It's also better to do this when the plastic is hard and cold. If you try and cut it when it's warm, the pieces won't match back together very well. It warps as it gets hot. So better to do it when it's hard and cold. So now that I have access, I basically did the same thing that I do with American Girl dolls. I poured the hot water, waited a few minutes, and now I'm using my spatula to push them out. These eyes are tubular like the older Argent dolls, so I'm gonna have to use a little bit of polyfill in her eye sockets to kind of close the gap. You can see here that the spatula actually just went straight through the eye socket and ripped the plastic. So I'm using some epoxy sculpt to fix. It wasn't too bad, it was just a little hole. I'm using some epoxy sculpt to just sort of patch that hole up. It's always a challenge working with cheaper plastics. They just don't like to be heated up. They get really weird, they warp, they break easily, so it's always exciting. So for those of you who don't know, I just launched my very first line of wigs. They are for sale on my Etsy shop, link in the description box below. But I thought it'd be really fun to use my new wigs, so I'm going to be using both of my Luna style wigs in the color Orchid and Rose Petals. So this purple one that I'm putting on the Argent doll, this is the color Orchid. And then I put the color Rose Petal on the My Life doll. Most of the My Life as dolls have very thin eyebrows, and to me they're very thin and they're very far apart, which kind of gives the face a weird proportion. So I like to give them a little bit more body. I like to make them bushier, and then I also draw the eyebrows a little bit closer together. I just think it frames the face better and it looks a lot more natural. The My Life doll has a very full lip, and so I really wanted to do an ombre lip look. So here I am starting out darker on the outside, and then as it goes in it gets lighter. The key is to blend the colors together. It's really kind of difficult to do. You want them to sort of meld together, but you also want them to be, you know, obviously like darker to lighter. So I put sort of a dark magenta lip line on, and then the next was a little bit lighter, and then on the very inside of her mouth is a very like light sheer sparkly pink. Once the paint had dried, I just put a coat of Liquitex varnish over the top to give it a shiny look. I did this also on the Argem doll. Well, here they are. I'm really happy with how they came out. Loving these wigs on them. By the way, they are for sale on my Etsy shop. They are the Luna style in the color Orchid, that's the purple, and Rose Petal, which is the scrumptious pink. They're both neutral tone, and so they go with tons of different eye and skin colors. Still thinking of names. I'm thinking Chanel for this pink girly just because she seems a little bit bougie. I've been obsessed with eye crystals lately, and so I couldn't help myself. I just sort of bedazzled them a little bit because I've just been really into them, and I've been really into fantasy dolls, and I just felt like it. So I hope you enjoyed this little video, and I hope you like how they turned out. If you have any ideas for what I should do for my next video, please leave them in the comments. I hope that you have a fabulous weekend, and thanks so much for watching. Bye, guys.